Guinea says a wave of Sierra Leone residents have crossed the border while avoiding Ebola checkpoints. The checkpoints are in conjunction with Sierra Leone's 3-day lockdown, which confined 6 million people to their homes. More than 2,600 people have died in West Africa over the past 9 months as the biggest Ebola epidemic in history is unfolding. Meanwhile, in Nigeria, 5 Ebola survivors recount their stories after meeting with the governor of Lagos. CCTV's Deji Badmus has more.
They looked relaxed and calm. Nothing to show they just fought and won the battle against the dreaded Ebola virus disease. Medical doctors Adora, Kelechi and Morris all work at First Consultant Hospital, the private hospital where the late Patrick Sawyer was admitted in Lagos. They all treated him and contracted Ebola in the process.
She got contact with the index case.
As for Dennis, his wife was one of the nurses who attended to Sawyer. She contracted the virus and infected her husband. But while she died, Dennis survived. The Lagos state government brought them here before journalists to tell their stories, hoping to put an end to discrimination against survivors.
We need to remove this issue of stigmatization of this disease. There's a lot of fear in the polity, a lot of ignorance. If we don't do it, all of us will be victims or captives of this situation.
The survivors then told their individual stories.
When everybody was running helter-skelter about the fact that I had direct contact, I did not have direct contact, I told myself, oh, I only opened the door. And by virtue of that, I think nothing should happen to me. I never knew I was deceiving myself.
He deceived himself indeed. Days later, Dr. Morris, who was on duty when Sawyer was brought in at the hospital, developed symptoms for Ebola.
I had not admitted it was actually Ebola until I started vomiting and passing stool several times. Oh, it was getting very terrible. Eventually, I had to call one of the monitoring unit doctors that, see, my temperature has been persistently high, and you guys have to come and pick me. So they came within 4 to 5 hours. And before I knew it, I found myself at Yaba Isolation Center. It was like a dream.
After weeks of intensive treatment, Dr. Morris fully recovered and was discharged from the isolation center.
That day, it was just like a joke.
For Dr. Kelechi, he contracted the virus after taking Sawyer's blood sample at the hospital.
After much examination and so on, I asked him why he was rushed to first consultant. He lied to me that he was in a conference. Felt so weak. So the people now decided to rush him to first consultant, not knowing that he collapsed at the airport. And the ECOWAS protocol officer, that very day, heard it and he was there. He didn't say anything.
12 days after having contact with Sawyer, Dr. Kelechi came down with the virus and checked into the isolation center where he was treated and made full recovery.
We knew the implications, but we said we would risk our lives. We would not let the index case leave the hospital. We remember the people that we lost, the wonderful people that also risked their lives. And we know that we will never forget them.
I couldn't thank you enough for stepping forward to push us forward. Some people have declined to come forward. We respect that. But I salute your courage. Huge sail in this country's wind to show the world that we can overcome infectious disease, we can get our lives back, and we can go forward.
It remains to be seen how much impact all the inspiring stories from this hall will have on public perception of survivors of Ebola. Deji Badmus, CCTV, Lagos, Nigeria.